Okay, welcome back to the 5:40 p.m. turn, Sedgwick Attacks, Blind Swords. So where we left off is we had quite the bit of a firefight here in the center between Mahone and elements of Brooks, Brown, and Bartlett attacking here in the center, kind of pushing each other back and forth with everything here. Now moving on to the 5:40 turn here, we're going to see a little bit more of that here as well. So here we go. So first off, the chits are in the cup, and we're going to get on with the artillery phase. So starting with the artillery phase, Confederates are the only ones who are going to move the artillery this turn, and they're just moving up their reinforcements up to there. And the Union with their artillery, looking back over here, they're in a good position defensively to hold out. And we will be probably swinging these a little bit more forward here later on in the battle. But for right now, everything looks good. So moving forward here, we're doing our dice rolls here just to randomize things there a bit. And then we're off to the first chit draw. First chit draw is a Confederate event, and followed by the second one is a Union event. And then the USA Command event, we're going to be placing a heroic stand, we'll see that here in a moment, on the 96th PA, right there. So giving them a little bit of boost to try to continue to hit against Mahone, try to go after this particular victory hex right there. Okay, so now we're moving on. The next one is a Fortunes of War chit, which is going to be a CSA command chit that's going to be pulled off. There we go. Then we pull Sedgwick. Sedgwick is, let's see if he can activate. He does activate. And he's going to activate Brown without the E. That's these guys up here to attack. So they are going to be moving in to attack Mahone to try to follow up with what Bartlett did last turn. First off, we're going to drop the 23rd New Jersey from skirmishers so that we can try to push the cavalry skirmishers back. And then we're going to get the 2nd New Jersey moving up, followed by the 3rd New Jersey, and then the 1st New Jersey as well. And then the 15th is going to move up there as well. As I should have noted, there's no shooting because nobody had line of sight to anybody to shoot at. So the close assault here is going to be all these New Jersey regiments going after the 16th Virginia. And the 16th Virginia is going to defensive fire first, and they're going to knock back the 1st New Jersey. We're going to have to retreat twice. Now the Union's going into the close assault. Now it's going to be the 3rd New Jersey, 2nd New Jersey against the 16th. So there's only 2 regiments going against them. Got to go into the woods and over the improved positions. So it's going to be a little bit tricky. So they actually roll a hit, but it rounds up being a 31, which means, excuse me, it was a routine hit, so it's a 31, and that's going to result in a morale hit on the lead unit, which was the 2nd New Jersey up there. So moving on to the next one, it's going to be Fog of War. And we roll a 3, which is a Union wayward movement. And that's going to be, the Union wayward movement was going to be on the 96 PA, which is our heroic stand guy. And he is going to also get hit, and he's going to have to retreat first. He's going to get hit with opportunity fire, and he retreats away rather than moves away. So he actually gets pushed 2 hexes away. Okay, moving on to the next one is Newton. Newton rolls a 2, he activates, and he's going to get Brown down here with an E to attack these guys down in here. They're going to move up into the center here to try to put pressure on that victory hex. And you can see them move up. Obviously no shooting, they weren't near anybody. But now they're going to go after Sem's units, 50 and 51st Georgia. And they're actually going to fire defensively first. They miss. The Union scores a big hit, which actually, I believe that was going to be a severe hit because they had lower cohesion. And we'll see here that the 51st Georgia is going to take a hit, battle worn, then has to retreat. And then the 50th Georgia is actually lost. They are broken and onto the broken track from there. So the Union is broke through the line with the 10th Mass and the 2nd Rhode Island. And they move up. They're going to advance into the hex and hopefully hold out. Now they're in a pretty good position to potentially go after that victory hex the next turn. But first we've got Wilcox, the Commander-in-Chief, going. He's going to activate Wolford. They're going to take a shot at Brown. Rolls a 62, 51. They actually, excuse me, 10th Massachusetts, they actually get a hit, and then Brown is battle worn, and he sitting there all by himself. Now he's about to be attacked, and not only attacked, but flanked by Wolford's units of the 18th and 16th Georgia, but also by Philip's legions down here, which is going to give him a flanking bonus. And they take a shot at him, but miss. Confederates get a hit, and the Union rolls a 3, and that means they are broken, and they're going to go onto the broken track. So Wolford counterattacks and successfully knocks back the Union, and the Confederates move up to recapture their lines. Okay, moving on. Next one is the brigade activation for Wilcox. Rolls a 6, he fails. So we move on to Brooks. Brooks gets the activation, rolls a 3. And he is going to activate Brown to attack. And Brown is going to first take some shots. And they reduce the 16th Virginia. And then they come up and they're going to attack them. But just before that, push back the skirmishers a little bit further. Confederate skirmishers a little bit further. And then the 23rd New Jersey is going to also move up in there as well. So here comes the attack against the 16th again. Confederates are going to try to shoot back. They roll a 25, they miss. And then the Union scores a hit. And this is going to be another broken unit onto the broken track. So the Union is pushing through the lines to the north now. And they move up the 1st and 3rd New Jersey right there to break through the lines. So they've broken through a couple times, but the Confederates have pushed back once. See if they can push back again. Well, here comes Newton. He rolls a 5, so that's a fail. So that's going to be Wheaton down here. So that means Newton's all done. And we move on to the next chit. So USA Command chit. And it's going to be a rally. This time we're going to rally one of Bartlett's units, the 5th Maine. And they're going to recover from there. So now Bartlett's in pretty good stead for continuing the attack next turn. Now we're on to McLaws. McLaws' first activation there fails. and he is going to be activating, I believe it's going to be Wooford. Yeah, because Wooford activated already as part of the command. The CNC chip. So next we move on to, oh, they're going to take some shots though. They can take some shots at the 2nd Rhode Island with their units here and here. So taking a couple shots, they actually force back the 2nd Rhode Island. And now the next shit out is Brooks. He rolls a 4, they activate, and it's going to be Bartlett in the attack. So here comes Bartlett again, ready to attack, and our heroic stand guy moves up. That's the 96th Pennsylvania, as well as the 121st New York. And they go against, trying to go against Phillips Legion and the 24th Georgia. 24th Georgia takes the first defensive shot and misses. The Union Union attacks, and they take a morale hit, and that's it. So they couldn't break through the line again. The Confederates held again. Union is still sitting outside the improved positions there, down in the just above the plank road. Next one is a USA command chit that gets held, and then the CSA command chit, and then a USA command chit, and then Brooks again. Brooks rolls a 5, he fails, and he activates, I think that's going to be Russell, because Brown, Bartlett was attack, and I believe that was going to be Russell. We'll see that flip over here shortly. Oh yeah, and then we had a little bit of a problem with the extra command chit we're going to place out there. There we go. And still don't have Russell taken care of here. Okay, come on. Oh, McLaws is drawn. Okay, we should have Brown was activated and Bartlett attacked, and then Russell should have been activated there too, but we'll get to that here shortly. I believe we'll catch up on that. So McLaws division, he activates, and he is going to activate, I believe it's going to be Kershaw at this point. It is, and he double times, and he's successful at that. Going to move his units up, but we're going to have a little bit of fast forward here, because you'll see in a minute all these moves were set up but then were reversed, and then different batch of units come up. Now here comes Kershaw to try to attack in the south, to try to put pressure on Wheaton, because Wheaton is already activated, and see if they can relieve a little pressure on the northern side of the defense. So they're going to continue to move up here. So now we're going to get an attack on 102nd Pennsylvania by the 7th North Carolina and 8th North Carolina and 3rd South Carolina Battalion. So first off, the Union gets defensive fire. They miss, and now the Confederates are going to attack like that. And now the Confederates attack. Ooh, they get a 54, which is a hit, and then a 24, which is going to deplete them, and then mark them as shaken. Disorganized, disrupted. Disrupted, and they have to retreat. So they retreat back with Parsons' artillery. And then we move on to McLaws again, and he fails his next activation. And that's going to be, I think, Sem's. No, come on. Oh, that's not it. Come on. It's this guy. No. Right there. Yeah, it's going to be Sem's, so it just leaves Mahone as the last activation here for them. And he also rolls a 6, so both of them don't activate. So we go on to the held chits, which both of them, all the held chits, at least for the Union, were, not very significant. I think it was a confidence and what is it behind here? Let's just see, heroic stand, which both couldn't be used at this particular junction. So we go to the end of the turn here, and where we stand with this, let's just get everything straight here, and here we go. There we go, and that ended the turn. So where we stand with this. So the Union broke through a little bit to the north with Brown's units, broke through with Bartlett's units, but they were pushed back twice, or stopped twice over here, and then the Confederates are pushing towards the south over here. So the Union attack is looking a little damaged. Confederates are damaged as well. You can see a lot of broken units over here. In terms of defensive line, but they're still in a good position to defend the victory hexes and keep the pressure on the Union attack up here to the northern part of the field. No pressure by the Union coming up the road just because of the difficult terrain and the artillery in position over there, and we'll see next turn more artillery is going to pour up into here as well. Now the Union is going to get some reinforcements for Russell. Next turn they're going to get these 3 units over here coming on the board, so they'll can make an impact here, potentially in the center, hitting over in here, because really the goal here is trying to break through, potentially capture this victory hex and knock out Confederate units. So this is the end of the 540 turn. Hopefully you're enjoying this. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you for the 6 p.m. turn. Thanks for watching.